As quick as that, we are ready to go with the KF Junior Final. 34 drivers to get what once we used to say was the green light, but now we have 4 red lights which go out. So we take a breath. This is the final round of the WSK Super Master Series for 2015. This race will be brilliant. It is just a 12-lap final. 34 drivers attempting to greet the checkered flag first. Of course, the fight for the title is on as well. The 2015 series, a lot of eyes on the young Brit, Clement Novalak. He leads from the Dane, Christian Lundgaard. The American Logan Sargent sits in 3rd place in the series. Novalak will start out of grid number 6. Sargent out of 3. Lundgaard, he's back on the 11th row of the grid, starting out of position number 21. So, not only is the final round win up for grabs, so is the title. Kushmani, he's not really in contention, but he's in contention for the round win here this afternoon. He has been brilliant. The driver from Bangalore in India, driving for the British Forza Racing Team. He will start on pole position. Rasmus Lind in the Ricardo kart had a brilliant pre-final. He starts on the outside of the front row. There is Rasmus from Sweden. Ricardo kart with Daniel himself watching on before he prepares for next week's F1 Grand Prix. This boy can drive. He won his pre-final, as did Kushmani, obviously. Pre-final A and B this morning, the first 17 from each of those races, deciding the 34 kart grid here this afternoon. A 12-lap, 20-kilometre final for the World Championship KF Junior class. Just a few moments away still. That's the American Logan Sargent from Florida, driving for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport team. Sits 3rd in the series. A big job to catch the Brit Clement Novalak, though. He didn't have a good run in the heats, did Clement, but had a great pre-final to finish 3rd. Starts on row 3 for this final, alongside Ulissi Dupau. The Chinese driver also with Ricky Flynn Motorsport, Yu Yang Sun. There's Clement Novalak right behind him, the series leader in the 320 Tony kart. The Swiss Brit, French-speaking Englishman, whatever you'd like to call him. He's a brilliant young talent, and he is in contention for the title. He is flying the Union Jack, as you can see on the NASA panel there. Clement Novalak. Everyone watching him, he did not qualify well, out of the top 20 on Friday evening, and was not happy. He's fought his way back. But we may not have a green kart win today, because Erasmus Lind is on the outside of the front row in the Ricardo kart. The project in collaboration with Birrell Art. Speaking of Birrell Art, Ulissi Dupau from Belgium. He starts out of grid number 6 as the mechanics clear the grid. Ulissi Dupau was brilliant in the pre-final. He does have some fantastic speed in that Perilla-powered Birrell Art. Felipe Drugovic from Maringá in Brazil, where it is very, very early Sunday morning, but thousands of you watching on in the Americas. Thanks for joining us on WSK.it for this, the final round of the Super Master Series for 2015. Still relatively warm outside at the Naples International Circuit, despite the breeze in the background. Charles Milesi from La France. There's the Dacton telemetry system on his steering wheel, being developed by the OTK Kart Group. Competing alongside the likes of PI Research, Unipro. Virtually compulsory to have some sort of data logging system to compete at the top level of world karting these days. Some of that information that is downloaded says that these karts, these KF Junior karts, will reach a top speed in a few moments' time along the back straight of 133 kilometres an hour. With a slipstream, you can add a couple more to that. The KZ2 karts, which will be out after this final, they're topping 100 miles an hour. The KF Junior final for the final round of the WSK Super Master Series. 1 minute away from these 125cc engines firing into life. Kushmani, always with a smile on his face. Despite the fact he's from India, he'd rather watch football, big Chelsea Football Club fan. Lives most of the time in the United Kingdom, does Kush. Driving for the British Forza racing team. Logan Sargent eager to get on with it. So the karts do all successfully fire into life. A touch and go starting system on these karts, but they have been refined dramatically. So we go through the grid for you. On the front row is Kushmani and Rasmus Lin. Yu Yangsung from China alongside the American Logan Sargent. Then the series leader Clement Novalak, Ulissi Dupau, Charles Melissi alongside the Brazilian Felipe Drugovich. The two Spaniards, Alicio Martinez and Xavier Loveres, share the fifth row of the grid. Then we go to the Russian Milan Ponomarenko alongside Isaac Blomqvist. Teddy Wilson is alongside Jean-Baptiste Minoya, Noah Watt and Yi Fei. Sebastian Fernandez and semi-worship Davide Lombardo and Konstapalainen make up the 10th row of the grid. Look out for the German in 23rd, Nicholas Kruten, also with Forza Racing. His teammate starts out of the pole. And in 22nd on the grid, Marta Garcia. She stood on the podium at the last round in La Conca 2 weeks ago. Ivan Grigoriev is on the back of the grid alongside the Indonesian Presley Martono, who just scraped into the final with a bent chassis. As they complete their second formation lap, we are a few moments away from the field slowing up under the control of the pole sitter, Kushmani. There's Rasmus Lind in the Ricardo kart. The light blue and white bodywork and race suit. 12 laps, 20 kilometres the distance. 12 laps of this 1,699 metre circuit. Wherever you are watching us all around the world on WSK.it, whether it's late at night or early in the morning or midday as it is here in Central Europe, we are getting set for a start of the final round of the WSK Super Master Series. Rasmus Lin very eager to get on with things. Kushmani looks over his shoulder, assesses the field. Kush, they're under your control. He knows that though he will lead the field around this, the final turn of this magnificent Sarno circuit. We are in the hands of the starter, Mr. Alessandro Ferrari. He watches on. The 4 red lights go out and we are racing right now. Rasmus Lin almost took the lead, but he ducks into second spot. So they race down relatively cleanly through turn 1. Sebastian Fernandez goes out wide. It is Kushmani who leads from Rasmus Lind. Logan Sargent, the American, is in third from Ulissi Dupau. Quite remarkably, they've all gone through turn 1 and turn 2 relatively cleanly, a couple going wide off camera. Kushmani looks behind him as he goes into the S's again. Rasmus Lin gives him a shunt. He won't be able to do that in 2 weeks' time when the Euro Series starts in Portimao with the drop-down bumpers to return. Lind under attack now by Logan Sargent. The American means business. Rasmus Lind in third spot. Ulissi Dupau in the red and white Birol art kart. Sits in fourth behind Lind. Thought about a move that time. They're going to come across the line for the first time right now. Kushmani has a lead of 0.4 of a second. Logan Sargent, a very, very determined driver as we watch young Noah Watt go through. Watch the American. He's going to come under attack from Rasmus Lind right now. Lind up the inside. Oh, Logan Sargent gave him room. That was brilliant driving by the American. Mother Madeline would have lost a few fingernails watching her boy there. Logan Sargent. Let's have a look at the replay. Sargent, to his credit, gave Rasmus Lind room. But he just took a higher line, put the power down a little bit earlier, and held on to second spot. He's trying to chase down the Indian driver, Kush Maney. Third, Rasmus Lind, the very similar Birol art cart of Ulissi Dupau in third. Fourth, one ahead of Yu Yang Sun. Felipe Drugovic is in position number 6, ahead of Xavier Laveres, and the series leader, Clement Novalak, in position number 8. If they were to finish as it is now, I couldn't tell you, in fact, who would be the series winner. Yes, Novalak does lead, but he's going to need to finish better than 8th to claim the series, you would think, if Sargent comes home in second. Sargent in the slipstream of Kush Maney has to give him room. The American now leads the Indian pilot. Rasmus Lind in position number 3 from the Belgian Ulissi Dupau. Rasmus Lind tries a look on the inside of Kush Maney. Nothing between 1, 2, 3 and 4. Watch Ulissi Dupau up the Vega tyres back straight. This is their third of 12 laps in the slipstream. Will he have a move? Ulissi Dupau goes up into third. Rasmus Lind is fourth, looks behind him, sees who's there. Next in line is the Brazilian Felipe Drugovic. Sargent, probably the most determined junior driver out there. He's absolutely committed, 100% focused all the time that he's at the racetrack. Gets a little bit wide on the exit that time. Kush Maney knows it. He's right in the slipstream. As Sun Yu Yang goes through, Clement Novalak is up into position 7. Kush Maney on the inside of Sargent. Sargent very deep under brakes. Noah Watt in position number 8. The young Dane has made up 7 positions in the Ricky Flynn Motorsport kart. He weighs just 36 kilos, does Noah Watt. He's got so much lead bolted on that kart, he cannot lift it. He needs 2 RFM mechanics to put that kart on the grid. We've worked out how he hangs on to the kart though. Despite the fact that it's so heavy, he has minimal steering wheel movement. He's so smooth, he's so precise, he just lets the kart guide itself around the track. Noah Watt from position 16 is now up into 8th. He's one behind the series leader, Clement Novalak. They go through at the back of your screen now. Sargent from Maney, Ulissi Dupau, Rasmus Lind from Sweden. The Ricardo kart started on the front row of the grid. Now sits in 4th. Milan Ponomarenko, the young Russian girl from Magnitogorsk. In the nation that used to be known as the Soviet Union, Milan is up into position number 9. There we go. Sargent on track to take the championship unless Novalak can move up a couple of positions. Wow. Sargent needs to hang on and win it. Ulissi Dupau up into second spot. Rasmus Lind has a look at the inside of Kush Maney. That's just allowed the American Logan Sargent to put about a 5 kart length gap on second, third and fourth. Ulissi Dupau knows it. He puts his head down, tries to reel in the American. This is lap number 5. There, look at the bottom of your screen. Noah Watt, fastest lap of the race. He's absolutely charging. He's right on the tail of this field. He's got Clement Novalak in front of him. That's the tail of this bunch. So nothing separating the first 8 karts. In fact, I can tell you exactly nothing. It's actually 2.2 seconds, which in racing terms, yep, that's nothing. This is lap number 5 for the KF Junior Final. That's Noah Watt flashing by on your screen. Clement Novalak goes a little bit wide. Felipe Drugovic in the Cosmic kart a little bit in front of him. Sargent defends his line from Ulissi Dupau, Kush Maney. Rasmus Lind, that's the first 4. Christian Lundgaard, remember he was second in the series. Charging his way up into the field, he's in 18th. and 4th in the virtual championship for the WSK Super Master Series final. Got change in the lead though. Ulisses Dupau has disposed of the American Logan Sargent, who's now back in 4th. While we were looking at the virtual championship, the order changed as the graphic went up on the screen, because Sargent's gone from 1st to 4th in a few corners, now having to defend from his Chinese teammate Yu Jung Sang. Dupau across the line. There's Kushmani in 2nd spot for Forza Racing. 1st to 8th, that's it on your screen. Noah Watt at the trail of the field right there. Son of the former DTM and Formula 3000 driver Jason Watt, here watching his boy this weekend. Speaking of watching, how did you see that? Rasmus Lind in the Ricardo kart, now up into 2nd. Sargent back in 4th, off the podium. Oh, I spoke too soon, because Sargent, the American, is now in 3rd spot. Yu Yang Sung follows him through. The virtual championship graphic at the bottom of your screen, that's already out of date, because this move saw Rasmus Lind go through on the inside of Kushmani. There was the American and the Chinese RFM drivers in 4th and 5th. We are at half race distance. The KF Junior final for the WSK Super Master Series for 2015. Across the line one more time. Ulisses Dupau for Birrell Art. Rasmus Lind for Ricardo kart in 2nd. Noah Watt trails your series leader Clement Novalak. Milan Ponomarenko, you can see she's down in 9th, but catching this bunch ahead of her. There's Felipe Drugovic from Maringa, Brazil, in position number 5 for the Cosmic Racing Department. These two karts, 1st and 2nd, are a little bit different. They're manufactured in the same factory though. They do work together. Birrell Art, a collaboration between Birrell, possibly the oldest and most prestigious kart manufacturer since the 1960s, working with Art Grand Prix. Rasmus Lind, a brand new team formed by Red Bull F1 star Dan Ricciardo, possibly looking at a podium and maybe even a win here this afternoon. While all that's been going on, we've lost Milan Ponomarenko, it looks like. Off screen, the young Russian. We'll try and get a replay of it for you if we can. Milan Ponomarenko, indeed it was. She's tumbling down the order. She's been turned around after driving superbly. Bad luck for young Milan. Of course, we had Marta Garcia on the podium at the last round in La Conca. I don't think we're going to see a female driver on the podium here this afternoon, because Milan Ponomarenko, just after setting fast at the lap of the race, has been turned around and is effectively out of contention. Ulisses Dupau leads from Rasmus Lind. There's Marta Garcia, who we just spoke of, fastest lap of the race, but way down in position number 22. Felipe Drugovic now up into position number 4. 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Birrell Art leading Ricardo kart, leading Alonso kart. Logan Sargent all the way from the USA for Ricky Flynn Motorsport in position number 3. Depending on where Novalak finishes behind him, may well pick up the title here in 3 laps time. Christian Lundgaard, he's effectively out of it. He's in 15th position. He's made up 6 spots, but he can't win the title from there. Rasmus Lind, very late under brakes, locks up everything at the far end of the circuit. Remember, they're doing 133 kilometers an hour. Yu Yang Sung is 5th, as Sargent has a big look on the inside of Rasmus Lind. Ulisses Dupau up the Vega tyres back straight. A look over the shoulder? No. Ulisses is very confident with this one. He's got that Birrell Art kart working superbly. The bottom of your screen, Isaac Blomqvist in position number 17. Not a good run for the Swede. His mechanic this weekend is none other than Andreas Fassberg. who won the opening round of the KZ2 European Championship at this very circuit last weekend, as Sargent had a big look at the inside of Lynn last time round. This is the start-finish straight. That's Mount Vesuvius in the background. Drugovic in the Cosmic Cart goes through turn one. 133 kilometres an hour. Ulissi Dupau has broken the slipstream of Rasmus Lynn behind, who goes a little bit wide. Logan Sargent was not close enough to capitalise that time. Down through the S's for the second to last time. Ulissi Dupau has driven a faultless race. He is 1.5 laps away from victory. Sargent needs to make up at least 1 or 2 places and hope that Novalak fades in order to win the title. But if Novalak, who currently sits in position number 6, can hang on, he will be the series champion for 2015. We've got a change for second spot. That changes the title. Sargent now in second spot and in line to take the championship. Ulissi Dupau will come around this final corner to take the last lap board now in the Birrell Art. Rasmus Lynn, third place. He's on the podium for Ricardo Kart. Yu Yang Sung goes through in fourth. Then it's Felipe Drugovic. Clement Novalak. The final lap of the final round of the series. Rasmus Lynn, very close to the back of the American, who flies the stars and stripes on his race helmet. Sargent, Lind, Yu Yang Sung's getting involved. Felipe Drugovic is not too far back. No one's going to catch this boy, though. From Belgium, Ulissi Dupau goes on the Vega tyres back straight for the final time. He's got a lead of 0.6 of a second. They're not going to catch him. The title is going to come down to the wire. It is Sargent versus Novalak, who sits in position number 6. Ulissi Dupau gets a little bit ragged that time, but this is the final corner coming up. Ulissi Dupau comes across the line to take the checkered flag. The Birrell Art driver. What a sensational drive. Sargent, second. Where's Novalak? He's finished in 6th. We're desperately trying to calculate the title for you. Ulissi Dupau, though, he's won it. Sargent second. Rasmus Lind has put Ricardo Kart on the podium. Great sportsmanship there. Congratulating our race winner for the immaculately turned out Birrell Art Kart of the driver from Belgium, Ulissi Dupau. Wow, what a sensational race. The title was on the line. We'll try and work out who has won the WSK Super Master Series for 2015. There's the race result, though. Ulissi Dupau from the American Logan Sargent. Rasmus Lin, the final step of the podium for third. Yu Yung Sang from China was fourth, ahead of Felipe Drugovic. Clement Novalak has finished in 6th place. Noah Watt, position number 11. Christian Lundgaard in 15th, the only other driver really in contention. He has lost the title on the final race of the series, despite driving brilliantly all throughout 2015. Big congratulations to the driver who has finished in 24th. You might say, why? He was in hospital last night after a big crash. Sebastian Fernandez from Venezuela did take the checkered flag in his RB Racing Esprit kart. The driver who took it first, though, was driving a Birrell Art. All the way from Belgium, Ulissi Dupau wins the final round of the WSK Super Master Series. We're still trying to calculate who has won the title as we look at the highlights. Kushmani, who faded to finish 7th at the race end, he led for most of the race, or most of the start of the race. Logan Sargent was up there. Ulissi Dupau at this point was back in 5th or 6th spot. Sargent did lead. Yu Yang got involved also. Rasmus Lind. This was great racing and very clean racing for the most part by these KF Junior drivers. Sargent was brilliant in fact, but eventually he had to concede. He went a little bit wide, was pushed out into the marbles. Rasmus Lin retook second place from the Indian Kushmani. As we said, he finished 7th, one ahead of Charles Milesi, and behind Clement Novalak. From here, they fought amongst themselves. That allowed Ulissi Dupau to pull away and take the win. We will be back with you in a few moments for the podium presentations at the foot of Mount Vesuvius. The KF Junior, and there it is. Clement Novalak has won. Wow, he has won by 10 points from the American Logan Sargent. Ulissi Dupau, with that drive, has come third. So he will be very, very relieved. He finished in 6th spot, but he's won the title. Ulissi Dupau has won the round. Stay with us on WSK.IT. The podium presentations for KF Junior coming your way in just a few moments. The KF Junior Podium. We're about to get underway with the official presentations, the final round of the Super Master Series. On the podium from Sweden for Ricardo Kart, Rasmus Lind. From the United States of America, Logan Sargent. And the winner for Birrell Art, from Belgium, Ulissi Dupau. The third place trophy to be presented to Rasmus Lind. Second place to Logan Sargent. On the top step of the podium, the winner of the final round, Ulissi Dupau. The trophy presented by Mr. Beppe Sorrentino. As we stand by for the national anthem of Belgium. The KFJ Junior Podium will step in here for a quick word. Third place, Rasmus Lind. You're driving for the Ricardo Kart team. You know Dan, the F1 driver himself, that you're driving for, he's watching on right now. He'll be thrilled with your performance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything to say about the efforts of your team this weekend?
Yeah, we had fast in the qualify 8, but in the heats, in the last heat, I had some problems, and then it was okay.
Great drive, Rasmus Lind. All the way from the USA, Logan Sargent. Logan, a great result. Second place. He just missed out on the title, but well driven throughout the 2015 series.
Yeah, thanks. My team gave the best effort they could the whole way through. We just missed out by 1 place, but we'll definitely be coming back stronger next year and for the European Championship.
Congratulations, Logan. Brilliant effort. And our winner, the top step of the podium from Belgium, Ulissi Dupau. Congratulations, Ulissi. You must be delighted.
Yeah, thank you to Birrell Art and my parents, and I'm very happy to finish third of the championship.
Congratulations, Ulissi, our KF Junior Podium, the Super Master Series final round for 2015.